It's about how do we bridge the gap and how do we sort of expand healthcare accessibility to the last mile in the country. We have a large healthcare workforce which exists in this country, which can not just help solve the country's and help support the country's healthcare vision, but can also support the world at large, because today healthcare professions across the world, the gap between what is available and what is needed is very, very large. Roughly about 50 to 70 million is the gap. So India definitely has the opportunity to bridge that. So that is Healed by India. The Bhagavad Gita text is so rich,
Right.
and it offers you so many paradigms of implementable strategies, and if there is one that I would have taken from there and put them into practice as many times as possible, I would say is the quality of equanimity.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the IMA podcast series 2026. Today, we have with us a special guest, Mr. Abhilash S. Pillai. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Abhilash Pillai is a graduate from IIM Bangalore and now heads as the COO of the Apollo Hospital. I am pleased to welcome sir for the podcast today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir has had a very rich experience in management and now in the healthcare sector. I would like to know from you, sir, how has been this transition from the management of IIM Bangalore and now heading into the healthcare department?
So, if you look at, so if you talk about the IIM journey, I think very often some of these, the older institutes, the moment you get into these institutes, the hallway, the entry hallway is typically at a double stage height.
Right.
And when you reflect over a period of time, you realize that this height is basically to in many ways humble you, to sort of look at that entering the institution as an opportunity to gather know-hows, gather deep insights from the leading professors of the world, the subject matter experts, and to learn concepts which can then be brought into real life situations. And I think for me, in many ways, that's been the journey.
Okay.
At Apollo Hospitals, I think we're very proud and privileged to actually work with a leader who has transformed healthcare in India in many ways. Our founder chairman, Dr. Pratap C. Reddy, was a clinician. Was a clinician who was practicing, doing very well for himself in the US. And it was this little call from his father, who wanted him to actually get back to India and come and serve his motherland, that brought him back to India. And then, of course, some instances of understanding how healthcare in India was delivered way back then, and how the opportunity to sort of transform that for the country existed, and his effort in that space. And for all of us, I think the opportunity to get back and take that vision forward has been a very, very fortuning opportunity. And I think I also find myself in the midst of that, and that is how this journey began, and we are here today.
That is so amazing to hear. And for that matter, I really appreciate and I really would like to extend a heartful appreciation for the part that you mentioned that now Apollo Hospitals is now serving the India, the motherland, and it's not only about global presence but more focus on our own country and understanding the concerns and problems at the grassroots level for India.
Absolutely.
How has been this journey of Apollo Hospitals growing from city to city and region to region in India has been for you? And what kind of shift also do you see in terms of mindset and the culture in the healthcare sector in India?
So uh, if you look at what's one of the most I would say key objectives today for any leader who is in the healthcare space, and for that reason, our chairman Dr. Reddy or even the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, I think it's about how do we bridge the gap and how do we sort of expand healthcare accessibility to the last mile in the country.
Okay.
So that's very clearly the objective. And whatever happens in the healthcare space today, and I think it's all around resolving that one single issue at hand. So for Apollo Hospitals, I think our chairman always wanted healthcare of international standards to be available in India, and at a fraction of cost than what it was available in the West. And I think that mission is what led to the beginning of Apollo Hospitals and today where we are. I think we've come a long way as a company and as a country, but we also have a long way to go from here. So from that perspective, I think the opportunity and the ability to solve a lot of unresolved problems, not just for India, but the world is what is there as an opportunity for us when we look at it from this industry perspective. And I
Absolutely.
feel that the work going forward, I think the world today expects us to solve the world's healthcare problems. So they look up to us for that, and that's the opportunity for us, I think, going forward.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned rightly, that the opportunity and the way forward in the next 5 to 10 years for the Apollo hospitals is again to grow larger and larger, and again come back to the concern that people are all facing, which is the generic problem and the most common problem. Specifically when we come to India. In India, people, we find people, they still have a very different a mindset. Of course, that's based on the culture as compared to the Western country, because as you mentioned that how the healthcare system operates in the Western countries is very far different from how we operate in India. So again, that's a shift in the culture and the mindset that we see of the people in India. But my question to you is, what is the plan in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years when we talk about developing the healthcare sector in India?
So, for all of us, I think we in the healthcare space, we're very fortunate that we have a prime minister who thinks about how we should look at everything with a vision, and he has given us the three big dreams for healthcare in India. One is, of course, Heal in India, which is the whole focus on how do we ensure that the healthcare of India, which is definitely cost effective, which is definitely very advanced, how it can be made available to everybody in the world, which is through medical value travel. So that's the first vision, which is Come Heal in India. The second is, of course, Heal by India, wherein we have a large healthcare workforce which exists in this country, which can not just help solve the country's and help support the country's healthcare vision, but can also support the world at large, because today healthcare professions across the world, the gap between what is available and what is needed is very large. Roughly about 50 to 70 million is the gap. So India definitely has the opportunity to bridge that. So that is Heal by India. And third, of course, is Heal from India, which is about how do we use the skill sets available in India to probably remotely manage and solve a lot of the healthcare issues which exist in the world, which is ranging from the whole knowledge transfer opportunity to opportunities to monitor and intervene in providing high quality care, especially in the space of critical care medicine, the remote ICU monitoring piece, and all of that, which is a very, very large piece, which can again be done through this dream of Come Heal by India. So in a way, for whether it is for us or anybody in the industry today, I think these three large dreams is what we all have to look up to, and our honorable Prime Minister has chosen visions which are definitely larger than life. So of course, I think there's a lot to be done, and the opportunity is immense, and we're all excited about it.
That's great. That's great to hear. Healthcare sector is known to be very emotionally and operationally draining and overwhelming as well.
Right.
Specifically for the people as experts, or maybe doctors or staff members or nurses who work 24/7, day in and day out. I have also observed this personally, that sometimes it gets very emotionally draining. What is your opinion on the same, and how do you manage, or if any strategies if you have adopted to manage your staff members and build more resilient teams across them in these departments?
So you rightly pointed out a very, very important aspect, which is about healthcare as itself finding itself in a space where somebody who comes in to access care definitely is not in the best shape. So both in terms of personal and the strain to the family, there is immense pressure, and more importantly, how do the providers sort of cope up with this? I think we do a lot in terms of ensuring that we stay motivated, and definitely somebody who has chosen this path knows that these are tough situations, and since you're there, the most important aspect is how do you sort of ensure that care is provided with a tender, loving touch. A lot of engagement activities for the members who are involved, a lot of hand holding support, and of course a lot of developmental aspects that we focus on is something that keeps our teams at bay, and ensures that they are able to handle the pressure involved in giving care. I think it's an ongoing science. It's an ongoing journey, and we ensure while we do this, we also ensure that. And that's again something that at our group, our chairman does feel that while amongst the many challenges that we have, one of the most important challenges that the country today faces is the challenge of the NCDs, the non-communicable disease, and that doesn't spare members who are part of our industry too. So of course, screening them, screening all of us, supporting us, all of these aspects, plus the engagement on ground. I think they happen all round, and that's a very, very important piece which keeps us attuned to continue to sort of deliver this very, very auspicious profession to its best to our patients. I think that's how we look at it and manage.
Absolutely. And this also reminds me of the fact that since we were talking about you being studied at IIM Bangalore, I would like to know from you, what is your one key takeaway that you felt was like had an everlasting impact on you, and you implemented it into the healthcare sector?
So many takeaways, I
Yeah.
would say, but of course, if you ask me, so we had this professor, a professor of operations, who also sort of gave us many principles on the Bhagavad Gita. So if you ask me if there is one takeaway, I would say not one. I would say many takeaways, because the Bhagavad Gita text is so rich,
Right.
and it offers you so many paradigms of implementable strategies, and if there is one that I would have taken from there and put them into practice as many times as possible, I would say is the quality of equanimity. I think even in the Gita, Lord Krishna spoke about it,
Right.
used the term equanimity for about 41 times. So for anybody who is in the leadership ambit or even otherwise, equanimity as a quality is something which is central to our very existence, is what I would say. And
Right.
therefore that is, I think, that coupled with resilience, I think these are two aspects which help you solve many unresolved challenges.
Challenges, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think I truly agree with the fact that Bhagavad Gita has a lot of answers to our modern day questions, which I
Yeah.
think we might not have knew, but now thanks to the awareness that's being spread nowadays
Absolutely.
with that.
Absolutely.
My last question to you is what one piece of advice would you give to the young generation who want to enter into the healthcare sector but are often scared of a few reasons? For example, like I mentioned to you about being emotionally draining, not being in the good shape always. They're always scared of our work life balance, how to manage that. And then mostly the work is around the clock, 24/7. So, any piece of advice if you would like to give to the young
Yeah.
generation out there?
I would say the biggest opportunity for us as citizens of this country is the opportunity to be part of Viksit Bharat, and the Bharat that we want to see Viksit will not be if it is not in good health. So healthcare as an industry has to be at the center. A lot has to happen around preventive healthcare. So while today the focus is the 70-30, 70% is towards curative, 30% is probably is around preventive. The opportunity for youngsters to come in, collaborate with technology, and ensure that the healthcare of tomorrow is more preventive in nature is very immense. And if since you spoke about motivation, I would say the biggest motivation is the fact that not just for you, for your family, or for your state and the city and the country, this is the single most important aspect, because we owe to see this country Viksit, and a Viksit Bharat is not possible without a healthy Bharat, and therefore I would urge youngsters to look at this as an opportunity to come join this industry, strive, and do your best. I think there's a lot of transformation which can happen
Correct.
here. The second piece, of course, is for a very long time. I would say that we in India, when it comes to healthcare, always looked at what's happening in the West,
Right.
and to an extent microscoped what's happening in the West, try to Indianize it, bring it down to a cost which is 1/10 of probably what is available at the West, and then deliver. The opportunity of the future, especially in the background of rich data, and the whole technology piece which sits in, a combination of this with the large population base that we have, the opportunity is that we can actually see a lot of aspects very differently today, with the advent of tech, the health stack,
Right.
plus the advents and the progression that we have made in health as a subject. So when you combine these three, the opportunity for us is to actually do develop something in India for health and then probably export it back. So that is a great opportunity, and therefore if you look at it from both these pieces, I see an opportunity, and therefore I would urge
Right.
youngsters to definitely look at this industry. It's a very, very important industry.
I think
very
it's
central
actually
piece
a
to what we
win-win
do.
opportunity for both of them, as you correctly mentioned, where the youth can come and bring their new perspectives
Absolutely.
on technology and how we can create different angles on the same concern. I think
Absolutely.
it's a win-win situation for both of
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
sir.
you.
It was lovely having a conversation
It was a
with you.
pleasure. It was
and
a
it was
pleasure.
truly enriching to understand more about the healthcare system.
Thank you
from
very
Thank
much.
you.